There's no better indication that electric vehicles are taking over than the 2025 Dodge Charger concept. Electrifying one of the brawniest muscle cars is a big undertaking, but it's one that comes with big performance payoffs. The next generation Charger will likely ride on Stellantis's upcoming large electric vehicle platform, which is said to deliver up to 500 miles of range. There's no better indication that electric vehicles are taking over than the 2025 Dodge Charger concept. Electrifying one of the brawniest muscle cars is a big undertaking, but it's one that comes with big performance payoffs. The next generation Charger will likely ride on Stellantis's upcoming large electric vehicle platform, which is said to deliver up to 500 miles of range. Of course, dialing up the performance to Hellcat levels will likely result in a lower range estimate. Speaking of which, Dodge has not released much information about the new Charger's powertrain, but in a YouTube teaser video for the concept car, we can clearly see the car pulling off a four-wheel burnout. A gasoline-powered variant is likely to be offered as well, but we suspect it will be powered by a twin-turbo inline-six rather than a Hemi V8. The new car's styling is a nod to classic Challenger and Charger models and the return of the Fratzog logo, which was used on Dodge vehicles from the 1960s and 1970s. Unlike the outgoing generation, the new Charger is set to be a two-door coupe with a lift-back trunk. To make sure it adheres to the Dodge brand values, the Charger Daytona SRT concept features a unique chambered exhaust system that is said to imitate the sound of the outgoing supercharged V8 SRT Hellcat model. The next generation Charger will be an all-new vehicle for the Dodge lineup when it goes on sale, likely for the 2025 model year. It's expected to officially debut in late 2024, but a Dodge Christmas advertisement has given us a glimpse at what the production car will look like. A four-door variant may join the lineup too, but we won't know more about either car until closer to launch. The price of the 2025 Dodge Charger starts at $50,000 and goes up to $90,000 depending on the trim and options. The new Charger is expected to carry a price premium over the outgoing gasoline-powered models, but the prices listed here are merely estimates. The 2025 Charger will likely be offered in a variety of trims, but so far we only know of three. The first two were the 340 and 440 names to indicate their horsepower in kilowatts. Dodge has also said the most powerful model will be called SRT Banshee. We'll update this story with more information and a recommendation on which model represents the best value when we learn more. Dodge hasn't said how many motors will power the various trims of the new Charger, but the entry-level 340 model is said to make 455 horsepower while the mid-range 440 model boasts 590 ponies. A high-performance trim, supposedly called SRT Banshee, will use an all-wheel drive 800-volt architecture, but that model's horsepower rating. What good is a live concert without an audience? The thrilling next-generation BMW M5 sedan takes the stage in July 2024, with an upgraded powertrain that promises to bring people to their feet. As the wildest version of the 5 Series to date, the new M5 will gain a few hundred pounds, and larger brakes and rear-wheel steering will be required to handle the crazier output. We expect the fuel-burning side of the M5 to look a lot like the 627 horsepower V8 from the defunct M5 CS, which would likely improve the current generation's already wicked 2.8-second leap to 60 miles per hour. Unfortunately, we're still too far from the expected July 2024 launch date for a list of complete specs, but we'll update this space as they become available. BMW is cooking up something spicy for the next generation M5. The hottest sedan from the M division will exit the oven sometime in July 2024 with a speculated 735 horsepower and 735 pound-feet of torque. This time it's getting help from not one, but 4 electric motors. The new M5 is said to use a similar drivetrain as the plug-in hybrid XM label red SUV and will continue to be sold as a sedan, though there are rumors surrounding a possible M5 touring wagon for the North American market. The new M5 hopes to go as far as 60 miles in EV mode so long as you don't exceed 87 miles per hour. It will have an all-new look with fresh equipment under its shiny new sheet metal. The next-gen M5 introduces rear-wheel steering, larger brakes, and optional 22-inch wheels. BMW will release more specifics as we get closer to its release date in 2024. The price of the 2025 BMW M5 is expected to start around $120,000 and go up to $140,000 depending on the trim and options. It wouldn't be surprising if BMW kept an even more aggressive tune for an M5 competition-like model for its new PHEV performer. The current gas-only M5 shot to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds with less power and without the assistance of quick-acting electric motors, so we wouldn't be surprised if the additional horsepower and torque resulted in quicker acceleration. Just like in the XM Label Red, the M5 is expected to use an 8-speed automatic transmission. The current gas-only M5 shot to 60 miles per hour in just 2.8 seconds with less power and without the assistance of quick-acting electric motors, so we wouldn't be surprised if the additional horsepower and torque resulted in quicker acceleration. While the PHEV powertrain is speculated to add at least 400 pounds, the expected larger brakes and rear-wheel steering on the new M5 come as a counterargument to diminished performance. BMW's newest offerings, including fully electric vehicles such as the i4 and 9, have changed the way the automaker has approached interior design. As the M5 will serve The original New E-Class saved BMW's bacon back in the 1960s, and it also evolved into the famed 2002, which was so good that it led car and drivers David E. Davis Jr. to proclaim it one of modern civilization's all-time best ways to get somewhere sitting down. Today, the brand is far stronger than it was back then, but this vision for its electrified future marks the start of a similarly transformative period for the company, hence the revival of the New E-Class name. The concept car shown here, perhaps we should call it the New E-Class, is electric and showcases future tech in a retro-modern wrapper. Not only do we expect that the Vision New E-Class concept previews a future 3 Series sedan, the next generation of which is expected to debut in 2025 as a 2026 model, but we also see it as a new design language for the entire BMW brand. A large black panel that runs the width of the dashboard along the base of the windshield illuminates with BMW's next-generation iDrive interface. Called Panoramic Vision, the black panel actually serves as a projection screen for the infotainment system, and it looks quite slick. A trapezoidal center display is still within reach of the driver's right hand, but key information can be moved up to the panoramic screen for easier viewing while on the go. While it will be primarily produced in Hungary, BMW is said to be exploring split production volumes with its plant in the United States to better take advantage of federal EV incentives here. Furthermore, a new battery factory is planned in South Carolina. The company also says its production facilities won't use any fossil fuels but will focus on using a greater amount of recycled materials in the process. Whether or not the revived New E-Class will soon turn out to be the new best way to get somewhere sitting down remains to be seen, but we are looking forward to finding out. Jeep Recon EV is coming to crawl rocks. Electric vehicles have made their mark across nearly every segment, zapping into classes of vehicles such as full-size pickup trucks, station wagons, and luxury SUVs, but the upcoming 2024 Jeep Recon EV is coming to crawl rocks. Inspired by the Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrid, the four-wheel-drive Recon EV is a fully electric midsize SUV with an available power-folding rooftop and easily removable doors. Other than the Wrangler, the Ford Bronco is the only pony with tricks like that. Initial images show a tailgate-mounted spare tire, but details on price, range, battery size, and total power output haven't been revealed yet. We can, however, see details such as an illuminated 7-slot front grille, meaty BF Goodrich T-slasher rubber, and seating for up to 5 people atop rubberized flooring. We'll update this space as our own little reconnaissance mission for Jeep Recon info continues. In the meantime, we wait for the Recon EV's initial production date, set for sometime in 2024, to arrive. The Recon EV is set to join the upcoming Wagoneer EV as one of 2 electric models that will be new to the Jeep lineup. The Jeep Recon EV fits into the midsize SUV class, so we expect it to be roughly the size of the current Jeep Wrangler or Turo Grand Cherokee. Jeep says reservations for the Recon EV will open in early 2023 with a production date set for sometime in 2024. The price of the 2024 Jeep Recon EV is expected to start around $60,000 and go up to $79,000 depending on the trim and options. Jeep hasn't revealed the Recon EV's starting price yet, but we think it's reasonable to assume it will be more expensive than the gasoline-powered Wrangler. Given its likely off-road capability, we also think there's a good chance the Recon EV could follow the Wrangler's trim structure, starting with an entry-level sport trim and quickly escalating in price and luxuriousness through to a loaded Sahara high-altitude model. When we find out more about the Recon EV's price and available features, we'll update this story with that information. Chevrolet's legendary sports car is about to get even fiercer. The 670 horsepower Corvette Z06, motivated by a naturally aspirated 5.5-liter V8 engine, will be upstaged by a new ZR1 in 2025. The ZR1 will build upon the excellent Z06, cranking power output to new heights and elevating the American icon to compete with Ferraris and Lamborghinis. The prodigious performance will likely come with equally wild styling, sporting racecar-inspired aerodynamics that should help the Corvette improve even further upon the Z06's absurdly quick lightning lap times. We also expect an even more powerful hybridized model to arrive in 2026, with an electric motor pushing the Corvette toward the 1,000 horsepower mark. The Corvette ZR1 will be an all-new model when it launches for the 2025 model year. The ZR1 is expected to share components with the Corvette Z06 but should bring a unique aerodynamic package and a significantly upgraded V8 engine. The price of the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is expected to start around $150,000. We estimate that the 2025 Corvette ZR1 will start around the $150,000 mark when it reaches dealerships. The ZR1 may be offered with a more extreme Z07 style track package like on the Z06, but we won't know the specifics of the vehicle lineup until closer to the ZR1's on-sale date. The ZR1 will strap a pair of turbochargers to the flat plane crank, 5.5-liter V8 engine found in the Z06, where it produces 670 horsepower. The addition of forced induction should push the ZR1's horsepower output to over 800 ponies. All of that oomph will be sent to the rear wheels, where wide, grippy tires should help the power translate to blisteringly quick lap times. The ZR1 should also retain the beefy carbon fiber brakes from the Z06, and we predict that it will rip to 60 miles per hour in under 2.5 seconds. The Cadillac Escalade is a pop culture icon. Soon, the huge luxury SUV will scoop on another helping of enormity with an all-electric powertrain. The 750 horsepower Escalade IQ will arrive during the summer of 2024, and it follows the arrival of GM's most luxurious EVs to date, the Lyriq compact crossover and the upcoming Celestiq sedan. The Caddy of Mega SUV Versus is loosening up its corporate cufflinks to go green and will serve as an antonym to the current gas-only Escalade V that's powered by a supercharged 682 horsepower V8 and sucks down fossil fuel at an EPA-rated 11 miles per gallon in the city. Caddy's range goal for the all-electric Escalade IQ is 450 miles, which is more than the GMC Hummer SUV and Silverado EV that it shares a platform with. Since the Escalade debuted in 1998, it's shouted wealth, power, and luxury with a distinctly American accent. Soon, for the first time ever, it will play to buyers' environmental sensibilities with an all-electric powertrain. The electric-only Escalade IQ will go on sale in the summer of 2024. The price of the 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ is expected to start around $99,000 and go up to $130,000 depending on the trim and options. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but using the current gas-powered Escalade as a reference, which starts at roughly $83,000, we'd expect the additional technology and cost of going all-electric will create an Escalade with tons of standard options that push its starting price to nearly three figures. That's only 200 pounds behind the 8,200 pound max towing capacity of the gas-powered Escalade, but the real challenge of using an EV to tow isn't so much weight as it is the diminished driving range caused by the additional weight and rolling resistance. The Escalade IQ interior dedicates much of its surface area to screen space. Tech features. The 2025 Gravity SUV is the new model that startup Lucid Motors has chosen to follow its beautiful Air luxury sedan. It has two electric motors that provide all-wheel drive, and Lucid is claiming the Gravity's maximum range will exceed 440 miles per charge. We expect that number to apply to range-topping models, with less pricey options getting a smaller battery with lower, but still impressive range estimates. Both 2- and 3-row versions of the Gravity will be offered, with the 3-row getting 6- and 7-passenger seating options. The seats fold flat to provide plenty of space for cargo, and there's a decent-sized front trunk ahead of the windshield in the place where a gas-powered SUV's engine would be. Like the Air, the Gravity has a cabin with a mix of luxurious materials and tech features. A 34-inch curved digital display screen floats above the dashboard, displaying the Gravity's gauge cluster and infotainment. The Gravity will face heady competition from established EV SUVs such as the Audi Q8 e-tron, the Cadillac Lyriq, the Jaguar I-Pace, and the Tesla Model X. In short, everything. The Gravity is brand new to Lucid's lineup for 2025 and is expected to go on sale before the end of 2024. Lucid hasn't announced official pricing for the Gravity yet, other than to say that it will start around $80,000 and come standard with all-wheel drive and 2 electric motors. We suspect it will be offered in similar trim levels to the Air, so expect Touring, Grand Touring, and even a high-performance Sapphire trim. The model we saw debut at the 2024 Los Angeles Auto Show in November 2023 wore Dream Edition badging. That version will likely be offered only for the first model year and come fully loaded. When we find out more information about the Gravity's price and available features, we'll update this story with details and make a recommendation on which one is the best value. The Gravity SUV comes with dual electric motors and standard all-wheel drive. A rear-wheel drive base model could join the lineup later on. Like the Air sedan, the Gravity will likely be offered in touring guise with 620 horsepower and in a Grand Touring trim with 1050 horsepower. A max performance Sapphire model with up to 1234 horsepower is also a possibility. The entry-level model, likely to be called Pure, should come in at around 480 horsepower. An air suspension and a rear-wheel steering system are both expected to be optional. Lucid claims the Gravity can tow up to 6,000 pounds. When we get a chance, we'll take the Gravity to the test track and update this story with acceleration results and driving impressions. Although its sedan sibling boasts a driving range of up to 516 miles per charge with its 112.0 kilowatt-hour battery pack, the Gravity's estimated 440-mile range is still longer than that of the most efficient Rivian or 1S or Tesla Model X. Like the Air, the Gravity can juice quickly via DC fast charging. Lucid says it can add up to 200 miles of range to the battery in just 15 minutes on a 350 kilowatts connection. Lucid is no stranger to luxury, and the Gravity builds on that reputation nicely with a spacious cabin that's decked out in fancy, stylish-looking materials. 2- and 3-row interior layouts are offered. The latter is available with either a second-row bench or a pair of captain's chairs for either 7- or 6-passenger capacity. While the interior design is inspired by the Air sedan, the Gravity is the more family-friendly of the two. The second is mounted on the dash to the right of the steering wheel, providing access to more vehicle functions, creating a cavernous and almost minivan-like cargo area. A head-up display with an augmented reality navigation features reconfigurable bins and cubbies. A pair of voice recognition is sure to be a standard feature, but we haven't heard anything about smartphone connectivity features such as Apple storage or Android Auto. An out-of-the-way area to stash more information about the Gravity's infotainment offerings will be available closer to the SUV rather than just an automaker. To drive that point home, the EV startup has equipped the Gravity with a massive 34.0-inch curved display screen that serves as everything from a speedometer to an FM radio. The display floats above the dashboard in a similar fashion to the one found in the Air sedan, but its layout is slightly different, and it runs the company's next-generation infotainment software. A second display is mounted on the dash to the right of the steering wheel, providing access to more vehicle functions, including climate. When Lexus debuts its new all-electric supercar, with a name that has yet to be decided, it'll be the spiritual successor to the legendary LFA. Here's a quick refresher. The LFA Coupe was made largely of carbon fiber composite and featured a 553 horsepower V10. Obviously, the EV supercar won't have an exotic internal combustion engine. Instead, its incredible performance will come courtesy of powerful electric motors. While Lexus has revealed very few details, the company says the follow-up to the LFA can reach 60 miles per hour in the low 2-second range. With a solid-state battery packaged within its sleek bodywork, which looks like a McLaren 720S had a baby with a Toyota Supra, the Lexus EV supercar is said to have 430 miles of range. This concept gives a good idea of what to expect. Heading towards a future with a lineup composed entirely of electric vehicles, Lexus has revealed a concept of an all-electric supercar that's a perfect flagship for its electrified performance models. It hasn't officially been named, but Lexus has been calling it Electrified Sport for now. The price of the 2025 Lexus EV supercar is expected to start around $100,000. Back in 2012, Lexus built 500 LFA models and priced each at a cool $350,000. While we're told the brand's EV supercar is heavily influenced by that limited production special, we're hopeful it's neither as expensive nor as exclusive. Still, we can only speculate on its starting price, and we'd wager that it's at least 6 figures.